Point of view, you're having a night out in Suffolk, 2006, when you see a young man crossing the street. Wow, okay, so this must be a cold case. Luke Durbin was only 19 when he vanished without a trace in the early hours of May 12, 2006. After a night out with friends in England, he was caught on CCTV walking alone. No wallet, no phone, and no ID. He was last seen near a bus station, turning a corner and disappearing into the dark. He never came home. Wow. In the days that followed, strange details surfaced. Luke had recently fallen in with a crowd tied to drug trafficking. Police received tips that he owed people money, serious people. Others believed he was abducted and trafficked. His mother claims she received chilling calls and anonymous messages, but never led to a body. Nearly 20 years later, there is no sign of Luke, no witnesses, no remains. Just a grainy CCTV footage of a man walking off into the night and the eerie silence that followed. This guy says alien abduction. No, I don't think this would be alien abduction. This person says he's probably in the river or well, to be honest. It is so heartbreaking to see people disappearing out of nowhere, leaving no sign of their existence. That is so true. The thing that haunts me most about cold cases, of course, it's so tragic in the sense that we lose a life, but like, someone disappears forever and we never hear from them or see them ever again. We never know what happens to them. This happens, I'm not going to say it happens all the time, but it happens. You know, people just go missing. Police, government, nobody can figure out what happened. The families are just left without any kind of idea where their family member is. And it's just terrible. We're going to look into this. I want to know what happened to him. He lived with his mother, Nikki, and his sister, Alicia, both of whom he shared a close relationship with. He was a guitarist. He was enrolled in a music technology course at a college, although he dropped out after a year due to issues with the daily commute. Durbin then worked periodical jobs over the next year until acquiring a job at a greengrocer. A month and a half before his disappearance, Durbin has been described as easygoing and affectionate, often bringing back groceries to cook for his mother and sister. His family stated his disappearance was uncharacteristic, having always been communicative over his whereabouts. Here's where we get into the disappearance, actually. So Durbin's friend Alex, a chef in London, had returned for the weekend to see friends and family, prompting Durbin to take time off work alongside another friend, Zach. Durbin rode his new motorbike to Alex's place in Woodbridge. Planning to spend the night at Alex's home, he left his motorbike, as well as his wallet, keys, phone, and change of clothes. Durbin wore a black and gray long-sleeved collared shirt under a reversible plum gray sweatshirt, alongside faded denim jeans and brown suede shoes. After some drinks at a local pub, Durbin, Alex, and Zach then took a cab from Woodbridge to Ipswich to go clubbing at Zest nightclub, although Alex took a taxi back shortly after having too much to drink. After some hours at Zest nightclub, Durbin lost contact with Zach after the latter went to purchase drinks. Durbin was reported at Ipswich train station, a 5-minute walk from Zest nightclub, at around 2 to 3 a.m. So he's spotted on the CCTV footage, and he gets into a car, and this disappears. Unconfirmed sightings. So a witness reported seeing an individual matching Durbin's description walking near Foxhall Stadium in Ipswich on the 12th of May in 2006 between 7:30 to 8 a.m. This lead was reinvestigated in mid-late 2011, but failed to produce new evidence. On the 13th of May in 2006, between 11 a.m. to 2 p.m., 2 witnesses reported seeing Durbin in a dark blue. So they said they saw him being, what is there? That's a like an SUV. Okay, that's like an SUV. I don't think we have this brand in the United States. In late March 2007, a classmate of Durbin's reported seeing him outside a theater in Drury Lane, London. After a fatal shooting of a patron in December 2006, a police appeal. Okay, so this person says, I never believed the wild theories in these cases, being murdered for drugs, debts, etc. I think this was some sort of freak accident, or he was taken by someone driving around late at night. It is so sad, and I hope his mom gets closure one day. This is such a strange case. He was obviously capable of getting himself around, but it does not seem that he must have gotten into a vehicle at the bus station. Otherwise, he would have found if he was left for dead. The only other thing that hasn't been mentioned is the possibility that he climbed into a bin. This is apparently quite common for drunk young men, and then they get carried off to the dump. It's not very common for men in particular to be targeted or to be killed. I can see why the police think it's not a coincidence. Let's face it, whatever his drug activity was, it's likely a lot worse than he'd ever tell anyone. I think that's true. It probably has something to do with, some people say that he owed people money that were like serious people. He was 19 years old, man. That's young, dude. That's really young. I hate that, man. Like, and it's just so horrible that, you just go missing, just disappear, it's terrifying. And I always hope the families can get some kind of closure on this, because, no one should have to lose their child. It's horrible. I want to look up some theories. Yeah, I want to look up some other theories. The documentary speculated that Durbin owed money to dealers within his network. According to investigators, after Durbin's shift concluded at the greengrocer, he went on to finalize a drug deal in Woodbridge before meeting up with his friends on the night he disappeared. So that could be definitely related, the fact that he did a drug deal. A man who went missing almost 14 years ago was a drug dealer caught up in county lines, a detective has said. Luke Durbin was 19 when he disappeared on a night out with friends. Yeah, we've already read that. I did think long and hard before agreeing to do it, but we are so far down the line now we have nothing to lose. His mother, Nikki, who has campaigned to find her son since his disappearance. The main goal is to bring Luke back home, whatever that means, and to have some answers as to what happened to him. The documentary retraces Mr. Durbin's final hours on May 11th, when he finished work at a greengrocer. Police say he then went on to do a drug deal in Woodbridge before meeting up with his friends. So how do the police know he went and did a drug deal? That's kind of what I want to know. It is true that he left his phone, keys, and wallet behind. We know this. He was last captured on the CCTV footage, 4:00 a.m. on Dogs Head Street, heading towards the bus station. 2 people were arrested on suspicion of murder in 2012 and released without charge. And in 2014, a bone found was revealed to not be of Durbin. Okay, well, the bones they found were not Mr. Durbin's, of course. We don't know if Luke's disappearance had anything to do with drugs. Until someone comes forward or we find Luke's remains, we have nothing to go on. It is devastating. It is devastating. It's horrible. It's one of these things that, like, it's like you'll never know. And it's just terrifying that something like this can actually happen. But I mean, my final thoughts, and obviously I'm not making any assertions or any kind of like claims. This has not been proven. I would say he was tied in to some business that he probably shouldn't have been. Young men, we can be stupid at times. It happens a lot. And I hope that his family can find peace, and I hope that the possibility that he is okay. But other than that, I think it's pretty safe to say that would be the case with Luke Durbin. But let me know what you all think in the comments below. Give me your theories. What do you think happened to Mr. Durbin here? And if you have any disturbing cold cases you want me to look into, I will gladly do so. I love doing it. I know you guys like to see it as well. Just give me some recommendations. Let me know your personal stories, any kind of horror stories you got going on in your life or you had experienced, and I will surely check on those and look into them. Thank you all so much for watching. Bernobi here. Have a good night, as always.